tubadde tumumanyi nti abadde yenyumiririza nnyo mu Ssekabaka Muteesa olubereberye. Yantegeeza nti yali ataddewo ekkaddiyizo wano e Lubaga eyatusaba tutuume Kabaka Muteesa the First Museum, era ne tusanyukira nnyo ekirowoozo ekyo. Twali bakuggulawo ekkaddiyizo eryo mu Apuli omwaka oguwedde mu kujaguza emyaka 65, kyokka tekyasoboka olw'obulwadde bwa ssenyiga korona. Nsuubira tunaafuna akadde mu maaso awo ekifo ekyo ekikulu ne tukitongoza. Tubadde tumanyi Ssaabasumba Lwanga abadde yeenyigira nnyo mu nsonga z'ekika kye eky'emmamba. Awagidde nnyo enteekateeka z'ekika ku butaka n'awalala yonna. Tusaasidde nnyo Gabunga n'ab'emmamba olw'okufiirwa kuno. Tutendereza Ssaabasumba Lwanga olw'okulwanirira omuntu wa bulijjo, naddala eddembe ly'obuntu n'enkola etambulira mu mateeka. Tusaasidde nnyo ab'ekyabakadde mu Kyaggu, ate n'abantu bonna Ssaabasumba babadde aweererezaamu. Ssaabasumba Lwanga tujja kusigala nga tumujjukira ebbanga lyonna, era tusaba Mukama amuwe ekiwummulo eky'emirembe. Nassaako omukono gwe Ronald Mwenda Mutebi II Kabaka.
Tweyanzisa nnyo tweyanzeege obubaka obwo obuzzaamu amaanyi era obukubagiza okuva mu gavumenti ya Ssaabasajja Kabaka ate n'eri Kabaka yennyini. Ssebo omutamizi waffe omukulu era ssentebe w'olukiiko lw'abeepisikoopi mu Uganda, tuli basanyufu mu kunyolwa kuno nti otuwadde obudde bwonna. Nsaba nkwanjulira abantu bano abakoze nnyo omukono gwo ogwa nti gutambula okuva twafiirwa kitaffe Ssaabasumba, era tubeebaza. Omwami Kasozi Mulindwa, omwami Mateega Nakirya, omwami Joseph Yiga, omwami Kalanzi Aloysius, omwami Emmanuel Katongole, omukyala Justin Nantuwa, era twebaza Honorable Robert Kyagulanyi Ssentamu. Ssebo ekimu kituuse. twebaza omwami Mugisha Sylvester sabo miliyoni 10 zituuse. Twebaza Emmaus Foundation Trust, twebaza Lord Mayor owa Kampala, twebaza St. Monsian Parish Chamla, twebaza Uganda Civil Association Authority, twebaza family y'omugenzi Musoke Mubiru ab'ekyayi Maddu Mugomba, twebaza Joint Medical Store, twebaza omukyalo Olivia Kenya ow'Ebunamwaya, twebaza omwami Tumusiime, twebaza Professor Tumusiime Mutebire, Governor of Bank of Uganda, twebaza Catholic Parish ey'Emwererwe, twebaza Catholic Parish ey'Mtalamalia, twebaza omwami Latigo Samuel Rapanitana.
I thank you for having come to be present at this historical ceremony. Archbishop Cyprian Kizito Lwanga has been a bishop for 24 years, as I said. He would be celebrating 25 years as bishop next year. So he has worked as a bishop with the fellow bishops, some of whom, the majority, who are here, and whom I'm going to introduce at the end of my short intervention. I'm saying these words on behalf of all the bishops who are here, members of the Uganda Episcopal Conference. And we would like to express our heartfelt condolences to the clergy, religious, and the faithful of Kampala Archdiocese, the family of the late Archbishop Lwanga, and those who mourn the death of the Archbishop since 3rd April this year. We extend our appreciation to all those who have helped the Archdiocese of Kampala and the Catholic Church in Uganda in making the arrangements for organizing this funeral so well. Thank you very much. Archbishop Lwanga has left a mark on the Catholic Church in Uganda and the social and the political life of our country with his bundles of energy he used to exercise his ministry as a priest and as a bishop. As the first bishop of Kasanaluwero Diocese, this has been said many times, I'm only repeating it. He worked hard, almost from scratch as a diocese, to make it what he left it to be. Later on, he was translated to Kampala Archdiocese and became Archbishop. He has been committed and zealous in promoting the Catholic Church's mission of integral human development. He has done this through various initiatives which he has headed, and on our part as Uganda Episcopal Conference, he has been charged with some commissions of the Uganda Episcopal Conference. Allow me to mention a few, particularly Caritas, Justice and Peace. The commission he has chaired for many years, I think, until the Lord has called him. He was a representative of the conference on the Centenary Bank Board as the chairman group, Professor Dumba, has witnessed in his words. And also he has represented the Catholic bishops in the Interreligious Council of Uganda, as well as the Uganda Joint Christian Council. And we thank those who have worked hard with him. Archbishop Lwanga has initiated many projects, as it has been said before me, here in Kampala Archdiocese, and those others who have approached him for help. As we have been informed, he has been a very generous man. He has been serving people, both young and old, men and women, and the people of all religious faith and tribes. He spearheaded the renovation and expansion of the Uganda Matters Catholic Shrine at Namugongo and the construction of a new shrine at Munyonyo. It is understood, I think now, why his body was taken to Namugongo Uganda Matters Shrine for body viewing, but more so to pray for him in a place where he has dedicated his energies to improve on his face and appearance. So we are very grateful for what he has done, and we shall continue to work and improve on what he has done. We pray for the repose of his soul, and may what he has left us with prosper to plenitude. I would like now to introduce to you some of the members of the Uganda Episcopal Conference, bishops and monsignors, who are present here. Allow me to speak first outside the box. This one is not a member of the conference. His Excellency Luigi Bianco, the Nuncio to Uganda, is with us here. Also, His Excellency Archbishop Augustine Kasujja, Papal Nuncio in Belgium. He is a born of Mitara Maria Parish. So allow me to introduce the other bishops and monsignors according to ecclesiastical provinces. As a Catholic Church since 1997, Pope John Paul II divided Uganda into 4 provinces, and they are named after the name of the seat of the archdiocese. So the province in northern Uganda is called Gulu Ecclesiastical Province, and the metropolitan is the Most Reverend John Baptist Odama. Other ordinaries in the province are here present: Right Reverend Sabino Odoki, Bishop of Arua; Right Reverend Santos Lino Wano, Bishop of Lira; Right Reverend Franzeli Giuseppe, Bishop Emeritus of Lira; Monsignor Emmanuel Odaga, the Season Administrator of Negi. I say that, but since the nuncio is very close to me here, I must add this, which you already know, that Pope Francis has appointed a new bishop for Negi Diocese, and that is Bishop-elect Raphael Omon Wokorach. He has sent his condolences. By the time of his election, he has been working in Nairobi, Kenya. After completing that work, or concluding, he will be with us soon. And the details of his episcopal ordination will be communicated to you later. Mbarara Ecclesiastical Province, the metropolitan is Most Reverend Lambert Bainomugisha. Right Reverend Callistus Baramira, Bishop of Kabale Diocese. Right Reverend Robert Muhirwa, Bishop of Fort Portal Diocese, who at the same time he is the Vice Chairman of the Uganda Episcopal Conference. Bishop Aquilinos Francis Chibira, Bishop of Kasese, and Bishop Vincent Kirabo, Bishop of Hoima Diocese. Tororo Ecclesiastical Province, the Metropolitan is Most Reverend Emmanuel Obo. Presently, he is in Europe but he has been represented by the Vicar General. There is Right Reverend Charles Wamika, Bishop of Jinja. Then Right Reverend Joseph Echiru Oliach, Bishop of Soroti. Lastly, and not least, is Kampala Ecclesiastical Province, this province. The Metropolitan is whom we are bidding farewell because this is so in peace. We have His Eminence Cardinal Emmanuel Wamala. I'm mentioning him because they have read to us his message, and I also talked to him, and he sends his condolences to us. Then there is Right Reverend Christopher Kakoza, Bishop of Rugazi, Bishop Matthias Sekamanya, Bishop Emeritus of Rugazi, Bishop Severus Jumba, Bishop of Masaka, then Right Reverend Paul Semogerere, Bishop of Kasanaruwero. And lastly, I am Bishop Joseph Anthony Ziwa, Bishop of Kimigamityana Diocese and Chairman of the Uganda Episcopal Conference. Allow me also to mention and introduce our Secretary General, who is Monsignor John Baptist Kauta. Once again, thank you very much for coming. We thank all those who...
Bishop Joseph Anthony Ziwa, omutambuzi waffe omukulu era ssentebe w'olukiiko lw'abeepisikoopi ba Uganda. Kitaffe Ssaabasumba yakola nnyo Papa Francis okujja mu Uganda. Bwe tuba twogeramu eno, ffe tulowooza nti waliwo eyamuwanga amagezi, tikatukola bwoti katukola bwoti, era kyeyali aluubirira n'akifuna. Sebo Archbishop Augustine Kasujja, wano mu Kampala Archdiocese twenyumiriza nnyo mu kuba nti Katonda bwe yali alonda Nuncio omuddugavu omubereberye yatunula mu ssaza lyaffe, era tukwenyumiriza muse. Tukusaba ssebo ojje oyogereko eri abakungu bazi bano. Your Excellency.
Make it. I received, it's not in Belgium, we have a lot of infections of coronavirus, and the government does not allow people to travel out, especially by air, unless you get a permission and a written permission from the government that you have to ask on the computer. If you don't get it, at the airport they don't embark you. In this short time, I had to get all this permission, and I received the last permission, the test for the coronavirus, just 20 minutes before the flight took off to come to Uganda. I was very grateful. The death of Archbishop Cyprian Lwanga has shocked everyone. Even though I don't work always in Uganda, but in the last 20 years, since I was ordained a bishop, I was ordained a bishop here, down here. In these last 20 years, every time I came on holiday, I lived with the Archbishop of Kampala, the Cardinal first of all, and when he was succeeded by Archbishop Cyprian Kizito Lwanga, he also received me very, very well as a good brother, and we lived, I spent a month or 2 or 3 weeks with him in his residence. And I have seen that his death, especially the way he died, a shock. It is a lesson for all of us. And I would say it is the message he leaves behind after working so hard in these last years as a priest and as a bishop. Archbishop, I called him to speak to him, to wish him the Easter greetings, to give him the Easter greetings. It was on Friday at 8 o'clock in the night. And he told me, I was hoping to call you later on. The following morning, they communicated his death. What I want to say is this. The shock of Archbishop Cyprian Kizito Lwanga, the shock of his death, is really the message which he has in his motto as a bishop. You read it on the last page of the book that we have for the Mass. Ora et labora. And work, so that they may have life and live, not death, but life. And I believe that is the answer to this message he leaves us, that the shock can come to any one of us at any moment. There is no age which is not yet mature to be called by the Lord. Even babies die. But I think his death is telling us that we should be praying and also work to make other people happy, so that their lives, as the Chancellor has said, as their lives have become happy. Another message I found, I have seen the years I have known Archbishop Cyprian Kizito Lwanga, he has loved the matters of Uganda. He has loved the Interreligious Commission. And even sometimes when I came on holiday, he used to invite me, can you come and join me when we are going to this meeting? That brotherhood perhaps is one of the motives that he dies just after the Holy Father has published the encyclical letter on brotherhood, universal brotherhood, Fratelli Tutti. You know that encyclical has so much touched everybody that even the Muslims of Russia have translated it in the Russian language and invited the nuncio to present it to the public, because it speaks about brotherhood. And I thank all the members of that council who are not Catholics, who have been present here, Archbishop of the Anglican Church, the Muslim representative, and all those others, to continue to create this brotherhood. It is what creates peace in every country. And the Uganda has been often a country that was known as a peaceful country, a country that welcomes everybody.
Your Excellency, the Pope Nuncio, the Chairman of the Episcopal Conference, Your Grace, the Archbishops, the Secretary General NRM Party, the Leader of Opposition in Parliament, Honorable Ministers and Members of Parliament, my Lord Bishops, the beloved family, the Nabagereka of Uganda, Oweekitiibwa Charles Peter Mayiga, Katikkiro of Buganda, and other cultural leaders, dear people of God, fellow mourners, I've been left with a written message of condolence by the President of Uganda, and this is what I'm just going to deliver to you. The President of Uganda, apart from writing something and leaving, he attended several meetings over this particular matter, but still he left this condolence message, which he asked me to present to you. Please allow me to present this message to the President. It runs, I received the sad news of the death of Archbishop Dr. Cyprian Kizito Lwanga. I wish on behalf of my family, government, and the entire nation to extend our heartfelt condolences and sympathies to his family and the Catholic Church. The late Archbishop Lwanga was a humble and faithful servant of God, whose noble actions and wise counsel facilitated the growth of the Christian faith in Uganda and beyond. Under his able stewardship, Kampala Archdiocese grew to a great proportion and continues to thrive because of the solid foundation he built. He will be remembered as the practical Christian who placed equal emphasis on both the spiritual and physical needs of the people. He recognized the importance of encouraging believers to fulfill their responsibility as co-creators with God here on earth. This is demonstrated by the numerous development projects which he initiated, integrated the message of socio-economic transformation and poverty eradication into his Christian ministry. By so doing, he followed of Jesus Christ, who did not only live a life of prayer and fasting, but also healed the sick, fed the hungry, worked as a carpenter, etc. Therefore, the late Archbishop Lwanga inspired Christians to participate in the work of creating a secure and prosperous Uganda. Finally, I stand with the family and the Archdiocese in this difficult moment of grief and loss. I pray that you find comfort and solace in God's promise of eternity to all believers beyond the horizons of this earthly life. For believers, death is not an end, but simply a transition to a higher heavenly spiritual existence. May the soul of the late Archbishop Cyprian Kizito Lwanga rest in eternal peace. Says that. He says, note, the government of Uganda has contributed shilling 300 million towards the burial expenses. This is the message from His Excellency. And I thank you very much. And I thank you for your time. I thank you for what you have done to show your concern about this and encouragement to the families to live and ask God to help the family secure its existence in absence of the father. a decision. And I thank you very much.
Most Reverend Bishops, clergy, religious, and faithful. As Apostolic Nuncio, representative of His Holiness Pope Francis to Uganda, I would like to express my heartfelt condolences to the entire Archdiocese of Kampala, the priests, the religious, men and women, the lay faithful to the Episcopal Conference, to the World Catholic Church in Uganda, and to the family on the sudden death of His Grace, Cyprian Kizito Lwanga, Metropolitan Archbishop of Kampala. On the Holy Saturday, the Church waits at the Lord's tomb in prayer and fasting, meditating on His passion and death, and of His descent into hell, and awaiting His resurrection. In this very day, the Archbishop Cyprian was called to the house of the Father. Last Thursday, the Archbishop celebrated the Christmas Mass with the clergy, and this was his last celebration in his cathedral. After on Good Friday, he participated in the ecumenical way of the cross. Now, the local church is mourning the passing of the late Archbishop, but it is also occasion to be grateful to God and to Him for His generous pastoral ministry in the evangelization and in the promotion of the integral human development. In the Church, the Bishop, as a good shepherd and father, is in the service of the holy people of God in his life and in his death. Now, the late Archbishop is united with Jesus in his death, in the hope to be also one with Jesus in the resurrection. In the prayers, the local church of Kampala will always remember his Archbishop in the spiritual communion existing between the people and the shepherd also after the death. On November 2015, he had the great joy to receive the apostolic visit of the Holy Father Pope Francis, and in 2019, another important event was the 18th plenary assembly of the Golden Jubilee of the Symposium of Episcopal Conferences of Africa and Madagascar, here in Kampala, with the presence of bishops, coming of different countries of Africa. After the first encounter 2 years ago, on my arrival in Entebbe airport in the beginning of my mission in Uganda, many times I had dialogues about pastoral projects and activities. In several occasions, I have celebrated the Holy Mass with him in the cathedral. Last Sunday, Easter Sunday, through the world, the Church has proclaimed again the Easter message. Jesus, who was crucified, has risen, as he said, Alleluia. In the octave of Easter and in the Easter time, the Church continues to celebrate the Paschal mystery, mystery of death and of life, sufferings and joy, challenges and hope, cross and glory. Through the intercession of the Virgin Mary, Saint Joseph, and the Ugandan martyrs, may the Archbishop Cyprian Kizito Lwanga be admitted as faithful servant of God into the kingdom of heaven forever. May his soul rest in eternal peace. And now I am from the Holy See an important message about the administration of the Archdiocese of Kampala during the time of the vacant see after the death of the Archbishop Cyprian Kizito Lwanga. The Congregation for the Evangelization of Peoples, in the name of His Holiness Pope Francis, has appointed His Lordship Paul Semogerere, Bishop of the Diocese of Kasana-Luema, as Apostolic Administrator of the Archdiocese of Kampala, the Holy See expresses gratitude and presents best wishes to the Lord Bishop Paul Semogerere and invite to collaborate with him in the exercises of his responsibility in the service of his Archdiocese of Kampala in this time of the vacant see. May God bless all of us.
Yeebazizza nnyo okwogera kwe omulimu omulungi kitaffe Ssaabasumba gwakoze ng'omwepisikoopi ng'ajulira Kristu, era n'amwebaza olw'okukola ennyo okusobozesa okukyala kwa Paapa wano, ate era n'olukiiko lwa Sekamu. N'agamba nti naye okuva olweyajja mu Uganda abadde akolagana bulungi ekitaffe Ssaabasumba, era nga emirundi giwerako lwazze okusoma wano misa. N'agamba nti tumuziise mu budde obutuufu obw'okutaava ya Pasika oluvannyuma lw'okukuza amazuukira g'omulokozi, era nti amusabira ng'ajuliza nnyaffe Mariya ne Yozefu omutuukirivu n'abajulizi bonna, Omukama amuwe empeera ey'omulimu omulungi. Ate era tusomedde ekiwandiiko ekivudde wa kitaffe Paapa nga kitutegeeza kitaffe Paapa atumye Bishop Paul Semogerere w'Ekasana-Luweero okubeera Apostolic Administrator alabirira essaza lyaffe erya Kampala Archdiocese, era namwebaza emirimu gyakoze mu Kasana Luweero. Sebo, Your Excellency, thank you very much. Kukomyawo kakati tugenda kuzaako essaala eziwerekera kitaffe Ssaabasumba. Twebaza abaparishi Busega emitwalo 3 gituuse. Tunaba tumaliriza okuziika kitaffe Ssaabasumba. Mukimanyi nti abadde ayagala nnyo bwe tujja wano tubeeko kye tuzza eri olubuto era enteekateeka weeri ffenna tusobole okubaako kye tulya. Nga tugenda okuziika mukadde waffe, abeepisikoopi bonna bajja kubeerawo wano, abaateekeddwa okunyookeza omubiri gwe n'okugumansira amazzi beemanyi, kyokka bonna bajja kugenda wali wamu ne Vice President ne Maama Naabagereka ne Katikkiro ne Bishop Kito Lwalira ne Bishop Kizito n'akiikiridde Mufti ate n'abo abalondeddwa okukiikirira family ekifo kifunda. Awo nno nja kusaba tukkirize abo batukiikirire. We are now going for the prayers of commendation. All the bishops are going to come here, and after the rituals of commendation, we shall proceed to the burial place or grave of our dear Archbishop. There we shall be represented by all the bishops, by the Vice President, by the Katikkiro of Buganda, by Mama Naabagereka of Buganda, by Bishop Kito Lwalira, Bishop Kizito, the representative of the Mufti, and those who are chosen to represent the family. May I now request my Lord, the bishops, to lead us. Main celebrant, the two nuncios and the archbishops, elders, members are requested to meet the chancellor outside the church after burial. And we are informed that we have a book on sale. This is the Novena of the Divine Mercy. It's at 5,000 shillings only. Please make the most of it and you'll be spiritually nourished. God bless you.
Nga tetunatandika mukolo guno okwongera okumanya n'okutegeera obulungi bituwulidde ab'e Kasana Luweero temuddayo ng'ate omukono mulala gukutte ku ttama nti ate bishopu waffe bamututte. Nedda. Apostolic Administrator asigala gy'ali kyokka n'agattako emirimu egy'essaza erimukwasiddwa. Awo nno Bishopu Ssemwogerere ajja kuba ng'atambuza emirimu egy'amasaza gombi. Ab'e Kasana muddeyo nga temukutte ku ttama nti era waffe gwe batutte. Nedda, akyagyali. Kati abooluganda katutandike essaala zino eza okuwerekera muganda waffe ono. Abooluganda abaagalwa, nga tugenda okuziika munnaffe ono, twegayirire Katonda nnyini bulamu bwaffe omubiri gwa muganda waffe guno gwe tugenda okuziika nga tegukyalimu kantu, aguzuukizanga nga gw'amaanyi muliro gw'abatuukirivu, ate omwoyo gwe agugatte mangu ku gw'ababe abatuukirivu, ate ng'amulamula abe wa kisa, ng'okufa we kuwedde n'ebibi abimamuleko, atabagane ne paati ng'omusumba omulungi yamuwembejja, ng'agendera mu abo abali ne kabaka ataggwaawo, abeere mu ssanyu ery'olubeerera ng'ali wamu n'abatuukirivu. twegayirire. Ayi Mukama Yesu, bwe yamala mu ntaana ennaku 3 n'otukuzawo oti entaana z'abakukkiriza zonna gyo emibiri nga gisiikibwa, essuubi ery'okuzuukira lyeyongera. Tukwegayiridde omuweerezaawo Cyprian Kizito Lwanga Archbishop, entaana eno agiwummulemu mu ddembe okutuuka lw'olimujjuza ekitangaala ng'omuzuukiza gwe abeera okuzuukira, abeera obulamu. Mu kitangaala ky'amaaso go mwabalabira ekitangaala, bwawangaala n'olamula emirembe n'emirembe.
Omukama Katonda wa Isirayiri atenderezebwe, kubanga alambudde eggwanga lye n'aliramula. Asitudde amaanyi ag'obulokofu mu nnyumba ya Zawudi omuweereza we.
Katonda omuyinza abikantu yasazeewo okuyita muganda waffe ono Cyprian Kizito Lwanga Archbishop ave mu nsi, omubiri gwe tuguziike mu ttaka mwe yava. Olw'okuba Kristo yazuukira nga ye mubereberye mu bafu, oyo aliddira omubiri gwaffe ogutalina bwe guli n'agufaananya ogugwe ogw'ekitiibwa. Muganda waffe ono tumukwasa Omukama amutuuse mu ddembe lye, omubiri gwe aguzuukize ku lunaku olw'oluvannyuma.
Emikono gyo ayi Mukama mwentadde omwoyo gwange. Ogende
kale tetwabye sembera wali jijja ku tribe bino.
I'm going to request all the players to go out now. Work has done. Not so? Yeah. Uganda Funeral Service for them to jayo. Mzee jambo teke hapa.
Amazi, yango funa amazi. Kuna bili, atu funa neno na dawa dawa. Babi abili.
Banda mawuli. Saba saba banda mawuli ndele na saba mawuli tatukogera. Umaze kulembele. Namo. Omuko akwakuna kwa kufisi wani wana. Kale ahaka libogo bala pero.